Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone, part 5 here of my 8-part series where I'm buying sports cards just as seasons have ended, the sports seasons have ended, and then selling them just as the season has began, with the theory sort of being that card prices are down when a season has just ended. People are least excited about buying cards when the season has just ended and the off season has just begun, and then they're the most excited and there's most hype around cards when a season is about to begin. And so that's sort of the theory. And we're on part 5 here, which is buying basketball. I've actually tweaked the strategy just a bit for the basketball. I'll go into that in just a second here. But for anyone who's followed this series, they know that the baseball, which is now finished, did not pan out. Basically, the cards showed a very, very small increase in value, but when you factor in shipping, tax, and sale and seller fees, it was a notable loss. So I tweaked the strategy for basketball. I've already done the buying football before I sort of learned the failure of the baseball. So I'll go ahead and finish out the football, but also did the buying basketball here, tweaking the strategy, and like I said, I'll discuss that in just a sec here. So just sort of recap the original strategy. I was trying to get a cross-section of young established players in each sport, not draft picks or rookies, but players who have had a few years in the league and have shown greatness already. And that was because I didn't want to focus on any individual player and predict that he was going to be good or anything like that, but wanted to get a cross-section of players to see if the hype around the entire sport is sort of the idea. Only focusing on rookie cards and only focusing on graded cards, really only high-grade rookie cards. And on top of that, only focusing on sort of the major standard brands from each sport. For basketball, that would sort of be Prizm, Select, Optic, things like that. No inserts and no sort of lower-end brands. So that's what we did for basketball. I ended up buying 12 cards representing 9 different players. Basically followed all these rules. And like I said, I did tweak one aspect of their overall strategy, and that was something that I learned when I did the football, not the baseball, which I said is already completed and sort of was a failure, but the football, when I was buying, I just noticed something, and I mentioned it in the football video, and that is that prices seem to be the most down during the playoffs, not immediately after the season, but during the playoffs, but only of players whose team had already been eliminated, and there were lots of examples of this. Here was a Joe Burrow example where the card was selling for like $350 during the season, sort of, and then during the playoffs, and the Bengals had been eliminated, the card dropped down. There were a couple sales around $250, and then after the season was over, the card sort of crawled back up to its more standard $350 range. So I sort of applied this idea to the basketball, and instead of waiting till the season was over to buy, I bought during the playoffs, only focusing on players whose team had been eliminated. So I don't know if this is going to work, but that's why we're doing the experiment here. And I will say that the prices I got these cards at were generally quite a bit lower than recent comps. And we'll see if that sort of pans out to a profit when I go to sell them, towards the start of the season. But first card, 2014 Prizm, a Joel Embiid rookie as the yellow and red mosaic Prizm. It's a PSA 9. Got this on eBay for $77. And here's recent comps of the card, and you can see it's a pretty low sale compared to, sales over the last year. This represents, I guess, maybe 12 sales or so, going back a little over a year, and it's the second lowest sale of the card in that grade. Got a second copy of the Embiid. This one's the base, but a PSA 10. I got this one for $91.10, again, an auction on eBay. And sales of this card sort of bounce all over the place, but you can see it's generally a pretty low sale for a PSA 10. And I also want to mention real quick that the idea of this experiment is to buy everything in auction and then to sell everything in auction. I understand, there may be different strategies that can yield better results if you use buy it nows, but that's not the point of the experiment. On to the next card, Devin Booker rookie, 2015 Prizm. It's the green Prizm, PSA 10. Got this in auction on eBay for $319. And I mean, this was a really low sale, although there hasn't been a sale of the card in over a year. So I don't know what the current market would be, but you can see compared to other sales over the last couple of years, it's quite low. Next card, 2017 Select Silver Prizm, Donovan Mitchell rookie. This one's a PSA 10. Got this on eBay for $61 in auction. And yeah, $61, maybe not super low on this one, sort of right in the middle of average of recent sales. 2018 Optic Shock Prizm, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander rookie, Gem Mint 10 from PSA. This one went for $147.50 on eBay. And yeah, this one was pretty good. You can see of the last 10 sales or so there, it's the lowest sale of the last 10. So got that at a good price. Another Alexander rookie, this one the Prizm, green Prizm, PSA 10. $227.50 in auction. And again, this one, yeah, pretty good price on this one. As you can see, it's the lowest of the last, whatever that is, 8, 9 sales there, with most of them sort of being in the, maybe average is more like, high 200s, something like that. Got exactly one autograph card in this batch, and that's this 2018 donruss optic fast break prism auto Trae Young rookie. It's a PSA 10. Got this for $372. That was on Pwcc. And there haven't been many sales of the card in a PSA 10, but here's the last three. There was a sale of one about a month earlier for, I don't know, 15% more. And then if you go back a year, they were like crazy high. So we'll see. This one's a bit of a wild card, I'd say. 2019 Prizm, red, white, and blue Prizm Zion Williamson rookie, PSA 10. Got this for $71 in auction. And this card used to go for big bucks just a couple of years ago. But $71 is a pretty good price. I mean, again, sort of the lowest of the last 10 sales here, as you can see by this chart. Anthony Edwards rookie, 2020 Prizm. Got the red ice parallel. It's a PSA Mint 9 and got this for $112.50. And great price on this one. By far the lowest of the last 10 sales, as you can see. In fact, there's the last 10 sales, there's none under $150 and got this for $112. So if you go by comps, definitely a bit of a bargain on that one. Same card, but the green Prizm parallel, this one a PSA 10. Got it for $305 on eBay. And this one actually didn't register on my on my website for whatever reason. Probably the buyer was some deadbeat who didn't pay. But $305 you can see compared to other sales here for a PSA 10 is pretty good. Next up, Tyrese Maxey, 2020 Prizm, the Ruby Wave, PSA Gem Mint 10. Got this for $102.51 on eBay. And again, a pretty good price. Not a killer price, but you can see significantly lower than, well, at least the last two sales before that one. And last card was a 2021 Donruss Optic Orange Prizm Cade Cunningham rookie, PSA Mint 9. Got this cheap on Pwcc for $39.60. That's all in. And yeah, that was a really low price if you look at here the last 10 sales. Although there was another sale of basically the same price a month earlier. But other than that, this card was up averaging around $100 or something like that. So we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, those are the 12 cards I purchased with shipping and sales tax included. It comes to a little over $2,000 that I'm investing in this experiment here. Again, we'll sell them around the start of the season, something like October. And with the idea that, yeah, hype will be going around these players then, and they'll sell for higher than they did at this point. And I don't know, after the baseball example, I'm a lot less confident in this potential experiment, but I still think it's got a chance. And especially with the fact that I was able to buy them at lower prices, given the tweaking of the strategy, I think it has a better shot of panning out. And I'll say, just from from a collector's standpoint, forget the investing I'm doing here. From a collector's standpoint, and it's sort of a good lesson, right? If you just really want a card of a player and you want to hold it and collect it and things like that, you can probably get it at a much better price. Like I said, during the playoffs, if the player is already out of the playoffs, just something to be aware of for the future. But that's it for now. We'll do the sell football episode somewhere around August, something like that, and we'll do the sell basketball, basically selling these 12 cards off in auction somewhere around October, November, right as the season is starting, and we'll see how we did. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.